The world moves fast, and tonight we are slowing things down to get the full picture. I'm Castle Madiang.
We are not just here to report on the what, we are here to explain the why. I'm Selma Abdallah, and in the headlines tonight,
6 killed as bandits raid Turkana village.
Culture and color takes over MMU Cultural Week.
Gachagua alleges state plot after a church chaos.
And in business,
Kenya's fish demand outstrips supply.
New framework set to reform Kenya's sports sector.
Welcome to the program. Tension remains high in Kakongo village in Turkana South constituency after armed bandits stormed the area, killing 6 people, injuring 2 others, and driving away more than 2,000 animals.
The attack paralyzed transport along the busy Lodwar-Kitale highway for the entire day as police officers together with local reservists pursued the assailants who are still at large.
Maria Yvette tells us more.
Turkana County Police Commander John Tarus confirmed the incident, saying a multi-agency team is on the ground and warned residents against retaliation.
Tumepoteza watu 5 ambao wamekuwa confirmed na wale wengine hatuwajui. Unajua ni kupigana yenye ilikuwa wanapigania msituni. Ni siku ya huzuni ambayo ni mzito pia kuongea maneno mingi.
Meanwhile, the bodies of the victims are being preserved at Lodwar Referral Hospital mortuary. This comes few days after another incident where bandits drove away more than 1,000 cattle, killing 1 person in Kapelbok village within the same constituency.
Kifika time election, president atakuja munifotie, governor akuja aseme wamfotie, MP waseme wamfotie, na saa hii mmesahau watu wa Kakongo kabisa, mmesahau. Mko in other places, your manifestation tu ndo mnapeana, vote for me, I will do this. What about Kakongo residents?
Reporting for Insight Kenya, this is Maria Yvette.
In other news, Multimedia University of Kenya came alive with color, creativity, and cultural pride as students marked the annual MMU Cultural Week. The week-long event ran from Monday, January 26th to Friday, January 30th, and was crowned with a glamorous gala night at the Kenyatta International Convention Center on Saturday, January 31st.
Cynthia Odera gives us more highlights on the week.
The week-long event featured themed dress days that drew massive students' participation across the campus. Activities kicked off on Monday with a sportswear theme, where football fever dominated, following Manchester United's 3-2 victory over Arsenal the previous day. Red jerseys flooded the campus as many students showed support for the winning side. On Tuesday, students embraced nostalgia during High School Wear Day, recreating memories of their secondary school days. Wednesday was dedicated to traditional wear as students showcased Kenya's diverse cultures and African heritage through vibrant and symbolic attire. The celebrations continued on Thursday with vintage wear, bringing back classic fashion styles in a modern twist. A major highlight of the Cultural Week was the Mr. and Mrs. MMU competition, which saw 34 contestants battle it out for the coveted titles. After a competitive showcase of confidence, creativity and style, Nificent Amor was crowned Mrs. MMU while Glenn emerged as Mr. MMU. The event was supported by several sponsors including Desti Events, Lush Hair, Venus, Indomie, Kiss Condom, Honey and Butter, and I&M Bank, whose contributions ensured the success of the celebrations. The Cultural Week culminated in a colorful gala night at KICC, bringing together students, organizers, and partners in a grand celebration of talent, fashion, and cultural diversity, cementing MMU Cultural Week as one of the university's most anticipated annual events. Reporting for Insight Kenya, my name is Cynthia Odera.
Now to matters politics. Former Deputy President and Democracy Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua has accused state security agencies of orchestrating an attack against him during a church service in Othaya, Nyeri County.
The incident saw tear gas lobbed inside the church, causing panic among worshippers and leading to the destruction of property.
Police say investigations are ongoing. Clinton Nyeriere gives us more details.
A Sunday church service at Wetima Anglican Church in Othaya descended into chaos after tear gas was allegedly thrown into the sanctuary during worship. Witnesses say panic broke out moments after former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua arrived, forcing congregants to flee as smoke filled the church. Several vehicles parked within the church compound were vandalized, although police say no injuries were officially reported. In a statement, the National Police Service confirmed investigations had been launched, terming the incident deeply regrettable.
They later moved to Wetima with the AK-47 rifles and tear gas canisters and descended on the church. They injured women and children and hurt many people. The police touched one of my vehicles, KDK 002, a Toyota Land Cruiser. They deflated tires of all the people who were in church and caused untold damage to vehicles.
Police have appealed to the public to share information that could help identify those responsible. After the incident, Gachagua said he escaped safely and blamed what he termed as rogue security officers, calling the incident a targeted and planned attack. He urged his supporters to remain calm and return home peacefully. As political leaders trade accusations, police say those found responsible will be held accountable. Reporting for Inside Kenya, my name is Clinton Nyarire.
We are taking a commercial break. Coming up next is the business news.
I have been here before. I must find refuge, lest the damned will find me.
Don't touch my door!
Welcome back. It's time for business. Fish farmers in Kenya are being urged to increase production to meet rising demand, with the country requiring approximately 450 metric tons of fish annually.
The current local production stands at just 164 metric tons per year, leaving a significant supply gap.
Let's get more on that story from Sophia Omanya.
Fish sellers in Kenya face numerous challenges, including poor infrastructure such as lack of designated fish markets and inadequate cold storage facilities, which affect the quality and distribution of fish products. Additionally, hawkers face health risks while selling fish along highways, exposing them to accidents. Fish farmers also struggle with accessing quality feed, impacting production costs and fish quality. Overfishing and environmental degradation threaten fish stocks and the long-term viability of the industry. To address these challenges, the government is investing 4 billion Kenya shillings in the Agricultural Business Development Program to support fish farmers, constructing modern fish markets and landing sites such as 340 million Kenya shillings project in Naivasha, and promoting sustainable fishing practices and improving processing techniques. These efforts aim to boost the fish production and improve livelihoods of fish farmers and sellers and get to meet the demand of growing fish in Kenya. Reporting from Inside Kenya, I am Omanya Sophia.
As we cross the borders, the United Nations could face a major cash shortfall by mid-2026 unless member states pay their overdue contributions, according to Secretary General Antonio Guterres.
The funding crisis threatens peacekeeping missions, humanitarian programs, and support for refugees and conflict-hit regions.
Our reporter Julian Nyengeri gives us more reports on this.
The United Nations could face a major cash shortfall by mid-2026 unless member states pay the overdue contributions. Secretary General Antonio Guterres has warned. The funding crisis threatens peacekeeping missions, humanitarian programs, and global support for refugees and conflict zones. The United Nations has sent a warning to ambassadors from its 193 member countries over unpaid dues and outdated budget rules, which have pushed the organization into a critical financial position. Guterres cautioned that without urgent action, at the end of 2025, members' fees reportedly exceeding 1.5 billion has forced the UN to implement cost-cutting measures, including delaying payments and limiting departmental spending.
And in the letter, he said he warned that if there weren't changes, that there could be a financial collapse of the organization. Those are pretty strong words that certainly are going to cause alarm, perhaps, with anyone that receives that letter. Why is he saying this now? And is that hyperbole, or is that really the reality?
It's not hyperbole. The people who handle our finances simply look at the numbers. And over the years, we've had to scramble and use whatever funds we have available to keep our operations going. Once our reserves have dwindled to this extent, our ability to do that has been undercut. For when it comes to paying, it's now or never. We do not have the sort of cash reserves and the sort of liquidity to keep functioning as we've done in previous years. And this is something that the Secretary General has warned with increasing strength each year.
Guterres also highlighted the budget rules that require the United Nations to return unspent funds at the end of the fiscal year, even those funds were never received due to late or missing payments. He said this system has worsened the cash shortfall and limited the organization's flexibility during emergencies. The United States, the UN's largest contributor, along with several other countries, has delayed or reduced payments, further straining the finances. The Secretary General urged member states to pay their dues promptly and consider reforming the financial system to prevent similar crises in the future. Failure to act, he warned, could weaken one of the world's most important platforms for international cooperation.
We are taking a commercial break. Coming up next is the sports news with Basil Otieno.
Wahenga wanasema samaki mkunje angali mbichi. Samaki yupi huyo? Tilapia kakangu. Tilapia kama hii hapa, ona ilivyotandikwa kwa mafuta ikakauka kaukau. Na ladha yenyewe jamani, ni kiboko cha tumbo. Happy Sailors Fish Joint, nataka kama hii.
Welcome to the world of sports. Kenya's sports sector is set for a major transformation following the presentation of a new legal policy and institutional framework. More details on that from our very own Gabriel Kibali.
Number one, we have tried to address an alignment between national government and county governments in their respective roles in the development and promotion of sports. As you know, sports is a devolved function under the second schedule to the Constitution of Kenya.
The draft, prepared by a ministerial task force chaired by John Ohaga, proposes to replace the Sports Act 2013 with a modern framework that strengthens governance, protects athletes, and aligns sports with the competency-based education system CBE. The proposed reforms also signal a new era for Kenyan sports by establishing a national sports regulatory authority to streamline governance, strengthen compliance, and raise standards across all disciplines, as well as a dedicated sports integrity unit to protect fair competition, ethical conduct, and clean report.
But we have not invested in critical reforms. And this bill and the draft policy are giving us a roadmap and a guideline to make a very big transformation.
Kenya, I am Gabriel Kibali.
Finally, Senegal head coach Pape Thiaw has been banned for 5 Confederation of African Football matches following a chaotic African Cup Nation final against Morocco. Richard Magati with more reports.
A CAF statement said the tactician was guilty of unsporting conduct and bringing the game into disrepute during the decider in Rabat on January 18th, which Senegal won 1-0 after extra time. Senegalese forwards Iliman Ndiaye and Ismail Assar, who play in the English Premier League, received 2 match bans for unsupporting behavior towards the referee. The Senegal Football Federation FSF was fined a total of $615,000 for various offences during the final. This included the unsupporting conduct of their players and technical staff in violation of the CAF disciplinary code principles of fair play, loyalty and integrity. For unsupporting behavior, Moroccan forward Ismail Saibari was handed a 3-match ban and a fine of $100,000, while captain and defender Achraf Hakimi was suspended for 2 matches. The Royal Moroccan Football Federation FRMF was fined $200,000 for the inappropriate behavior of the Stadium Bowl boys. An additional fine of $100,000 was imposed for the improper conduct of players and technical staff who invaded the VAR review area and obstructed the work of the Congolese referee. There was also a $15,000 fine after Moroccan supporters used lasers to try and distract Senegalese players, bringing the total to $315,000. The AFCON final took a series of dramatic turns from late in regular time when a Sarr goal was disallowed for a foul on 2025 African Player of the Year, Achraf Hakimi. Reporting for Inside Kenya, my name is Richard Magati.
That's all from our sports desk. I am Basil Otieno.
That's all on our news desk today at Inside Prime News Kenya. I am Salma Abdallah.
And I'm Kasim Madiang. Thanks for tuning in.